Are you a parent who's just eaten up with questions about your contested custody case and you're looking for help anywhere you can get it? And are you wondering if it's appropriate to ask for advice in online forums? Well, my name is Patrick Slaughter. I'm an attorney with LaFevor and Slaughter. And I'd like to tell you, the short answer to that is no. Don't put your questions out in a forum, not even my own. The reason for that is anything that you put in a public space, whether you have your password or your profile protected, doesn't matter. When you put something out there, it becomes public information and a public statement. And attorneys from the other side can get that information and potentially use that against you. Even if what you say is absolutely 100% true, the fact that you are eliciting the opinion of strangers or putting the business of your family out in a public forum like that could be something that an opposing attorney would bring before the judge, and that could cause a judge to have questions about your decision-making skills as a parent. I know it's not right, and I hear parents all the time jumping up and going, what about my First Amendment rights? Well, you have your First Amendment rights. You can absolutely put whatever you want to in the forum. However, that doesn't insulate you from the consequences of having done that. One of the things that I see frequently, and it just blows my mind, is people will go onto their Facebook and they will put a GoFundMe page in order to help collect funds from people on the internet to pay for legal fees. The GoFundMe site will say something to the effect of, I'm the parent of little Joe or little Barbie, and I'm going through this terrible time, and the other parent is such a bad person, and this is so expensive, and I need help, and I'd appreciate any help you can give me. Well, that may seem innocent enough, but it's not. If I'm the opposing counsel, I want to say, wait a minute, if you're having to ask for money from strangers, then maybe you can't afford to support your child. Maybe you can't afford to pay for the things that are required to raise a child. And if you're putting bad information about the other parent, we could also raise the argument that you're not only, saying defamatory things about the parent, but you're creating a negative situation. You're attempting to alienate the parent from the child. It's just not a good idea. Judges don't like it, and they would prefer that you not. And it's something that could be used against you. So even in my forum, even in the group that we have on Facebook, I read all of your questions, and I want to jump in there and I want to answer them. But I can't. I can't for a couple of reasons. One, there's certain rules in our business that are the way we're regulated. I'm not allowed to do that. It could create conflicts of interest and things of that sort. Also, there's insurance concerns. But boy, I'd like to, especially when I see like there's a young gentleman who went to court and got 50-50 custody of his child, and he earned it and he deserved it. And I was very happy to read that. But don't take it as I'm not reading your comments or not wanting to be engaged. It's just I can't. And no responsible attorney would. But more importantly, when you're thinking about putting the information out there, stop for a second and think, is this something that really could come back to bite me in the behind? I'll tell everybody, you can dance like nobody's watching, but you better post, text, and email like you expect it to be read by the judge out in open court. And if you have any question about whether it's monkey business, it probably is.